Want to start with questions for Elaine, Josh?
Hey Liam, how are we doing today?
I'm doing good. How about yourself?
I'm doing well, thanks for asking. I was just wondering, has there been anyone, either current football players or former teammates that you've kind of leaned on through this process, or the pro day workouts and the pre-draft process? And then also another question is, have you had any communications with the Buccaneers throughout the pre-draft process?
Yeah, so I have there's a couple players that I've leaned on actually. I've gotten a lot of advice from just guys from here. James Smith Williams, Laurel Murchison was one, and then those four guys that left before me, the D linemen like Justin Jones, BJ, Chubb, and Street, Naheem, all of those guys. So I've definitely taken my time out to reach out to them, and they've done a good job of getting back with me because I know they're really busy too, and just helping me throughout the process. Really simple advice, just staying locked in, things to look for, things to prepare for, things to notice along the process. So it's been pretty good as far as getting with them and talking to them and giving me advice. As far as communication with the Buccaneers, I have not met with the Buccaneers yet. So I'm just, that'd be a great opportunity to be able to do so.
Thank you. Best of luck on your journey.
Thank you.
Andrew Schnicker.
Liam, kind of sticking with that theme of former teammates in the recent year and over the years here, even going as far back to guys like Mario Williams and Manny Lawson, and then more recently with those guys from 2017 like Bradley Chubb, and then of course a couple of your former teammates in James and Laurel. There's been a pretty good recent history of NC State defensive linemen going to the NFL. Have you thought about how cool it's going to be to join that group?
Yeah, I have thought about it actually, because there's some legendary guys who've come out of here that's played D-line in my position specifically. So I have thought about it, not to like an extent though, because I have not made it. I'm still on my way to progressing to be able to get to the NFL. So I have not made it yet, but I've thought about that.
Jonas.
Hey, Elaine, I want, excuse me, I kind of talked to Coach Dorn about this a little bit, so I want to get it from your perspective. When you leave Raleigh and you go to a facility and it's football 24/7 and all you're doing is working on your body and you're working on your craft, what's that regimen been like? And how much different do you feel of a player from December or whenever you left to now lead up to your pro day?
Yeah, it's a lot different because you can simply just focus and enhance everything in that field, whether it's eating, your wellness, so things like sleep, and just the workouts you're doing, because you don't have to worry about class and school and the other distractions while on campus and in school. So it's a lot different. It has helped me and benefited me a lot. I've just been able to enhance my diet, work on my wellness, getting the right amount of sleep. I can get massages and stuff throughout the days, make sure I'm recovering the right ways. So it has been very different than being a college athlete, and it's been very beneficial for me. I feel like a totally different athlete right now. I just feel better about myself.
You mentioned your diet, and Coach Dorn kind of touched on that too. Two questions here. What are you weighing now compared to what you weighed when you finished at State? And what's that like, just having someone to watch over you 24/7 to make sure you're eating a certain way to prepare for the draft?
Yeah, so my weight, I've never had a problem with gaining weight or losing weight. So at State, I finished my last season, I was 335. And I got to that weight myself because of the position I was playing. I was solely playing a zero. There wasn't much movement in my alignment. So I added that weight to myself. My diet has never been really terrible. I could always control it throughout the years because I've always had to. But it is different now. They had it here in college. They had guys watching over you, seeing what you would eat, but it's a lot different there. It's just the things that we eat are a lot different. I don't really eat as much red meat anymore. I still eat red meat, but not as a lot as I did when I was a college student. More turkey meat and stuff have been added in there, more vegetables and stuff like that. The meal plans are just really beneficial, and they've been great to me.
And just real quick, are you still at 335 now, or are you lighter?
No. Oh, I'm 320 right now. Yeah.
David Thompson.
Hey, Alim, can you just kind of take us through like a day from getting up to going to sleep, just what that looks like for you right now?
Oh, for right now. Oh, okay. So in a regular week, since I have my pro day tomorrow, today was a little modified. So in a regular week, I wake up around 6:30. I get in the building here at State because I continue my training here. I get in here about 7 o'clock. On the dot, I try to get my oatmeal and stuff in. I eat it in the car. A little different, but I get in, then I hop on the bike for 10 to 15 minutes to get myself warm. And it's also like an extra conditioning thing for me. Then I head up to the weight room. I try to get started in the weight room by 7:45, 8 o'clock at the latest. I lift from 8 to 9:15. Then I go to the field at 9:30, get my speed workout in, get my agility, change the direction work in, whatever I'm like doing that day. And then I usually finish up my days around 11:30. Sometimes I stay after a little bit to watch practice, to watch my guys and stuff, just to kill time if I have a meeting or something at like 2 o'clock is coming up. But that's a typical day for me. In the afternoons, that's when I rest and recover. Then I'll go back out to the field and I'll do some D-line work or just do some more footwork. And then I recover again that night. As far as meals and stuff like that, I get my meals. I'm doing a meal service here. And the only reason I did that was just to make sure that I'm keeping myself on the right track. I feel like I could have did it on my own, but I just went ahead and got the meal plan option just so I know for a fact that I am. And so that's where I get my meals and my eating and stuff from. So I usually eat at home, but that's a typical day for me.
I gotta ask, why are you eating your oatmeal in the car?
Because I get up and make the oatmeal, and I just want to like when I get up, I want to get going. So and the oatmeal is real. I just put it in a bowl, so like it's travelable. So I just put it in the car with me, drive to the facility, eat it in the parking lot, and I usually have oatmeal in the water, or I make oatmeal in my smoothie. So I just eat it in the car. I like to get going.
You got a go-to flavor?
I just do the original, and then I put a little bit of brown sugar in there. So
Justin Williams.
Hey, Alim, hope you're doing well, man. I know you were already asked about, if you talked to the Bucks, but who have you talked to in the pros, and what are some teams that you've already been in communication with?
Yeah, and also forgive me if I forget a few, but I've talked to quite a few teams. More recently, I spoke to the Browns recently. The Titans, I have another meeting with them come up. I've had 2 meetings with them so far. I've met with the Lions. I've met with the Raiders. I talked to the Rams guy, the Panthers, the Seahawks, the Jets, Patriots, the Eagles. I've talked to them a couple of times. I'm trying to think of what else I've spoke with. Sometimes it just can't come off the top of my head, but I have talked to quite a few teams over my time of being a prospect.
And I got a separate, more NC State-based question for you, but, kind of as you leave the program and you leave behind some of the younger guys that are still there, I mean, who are some guys that maybe, stand out to you that, you think you expect some big things from, this upcoming season and in the years to come from what you've seen?
Mm-hmm. I'm not even gonna lie. I really expect a lot out of every player in the starting 11 and the guys behind them. Well, there's definitely some guys on this team that'll be big playmakers. It just had some time is just what they needed. Being able to learn the playbook from the front to the back. But if I'm talking specifically, guys like Zonovan Knight, Ike Ekwonu, Devin Leary, Devin Carter, CJ Riley, Emeka, Thayer, Grant Gibson, like I can go on and on. I'm expecting a lot out of all the guys really on the team, especially those start 11 on both sides of the ball.
Thanks as always.
Yeah. Jen Lewis. I think you're on mute.
Thank you, and I'm sorry. That was a little embarrassing. I just wanted to ask you, first of all, thank you for taking my question, but I did want to ask, who do you think you emulate yourself after the most?
Yeah, Fletcher Cox, honestly. I watch a lot of his film. I actually go on YouTube probably every other day and just type in Fletcher Cox and just watch anything on him, whether he's doing a vlog video or anything else. But I try to emulate my game after Fletcher Cox. I like the way he destroys folks on the field. I can tell what his mentality is off the field and on the field. He's just all business, and when he's on there, guys feel him when he's on the field. His presence is known. So I tried my best to emulate my game after him. But there's a lot of different guys I watch, like the guys I mentioned earlier, BJ and them, Chubb, Street and them, those guys. I try to emulate and take a piece of each of everybody's game and try to put it in mine. But if I had to choose specifically, I'd say Fletcher Cox for sure.
Great, thank you. And you've done a good job. So thank you.
Thank you.
Rob McClam.
Yeah, today we just saw a journal entry from you on the internet. What led you to decide to write a journal about this process? And has it made you kind of reflective on the journey that you've made to get to this point in your life?
Yeah, I just thought it was something neat and cool to do. And this is also something I've always dreamed of doing. So like to be able to write it down and give people maybe tips and advice and just advice on how the process itself goes. I thought it would be really cool and neat to do. It's still a work in progress though. And I think when the finished product is complete, I think it'll be a really cool journal to tune into and to read. But I just thought it was something neat and cool to do, to be able to jot down my process. And since I don't really like vlog and stuff like that, I thought writing it down would be pretty cool.
Has it made you kind of reflect on the journey from childhood to now?
Oh yeah, for sure. I actually had one of those moments today when I woke up because of my pro day tomorrow. Growing up, it just made me reflect on everything. And growing up, really, I didn't know how you would get to college football and how do you have pro days and stuff like that. I would hear about it, but didn't know much about it. And now that I'm doing one tomorrow, actually, it's made me reflect on everything. I remember my first football practice to tomorrow's pro day. So I've really thought about everything.
You sound like an old man, Alim.
Not quite.
Vashti.
Hi, Alim. Thanks for your time. You talked about your reflection during this process. How are your nerves heading into tomorrow, and how are you preparing mentally for a very important day as you head towards your career as a player, continue your career?
Yeah. So how I prepare mentally for that, I'm really just trying to keep my confidence in myself because this is what I've worked for. And I really don't have any time to be nervous. This is not the time to be nervous in this spot or have butterflies doing this drill. Like there's no time for that. And there's no time to waste. So how I prepare for it mentally, this is all that I've worked for. I've put the work in for it. And I'm ready to go in with a strong mentality, almost like it's a game day. It's time to feast. It's time to eat, get what I need to do. And just, go and ball out and show the coaches and my athletic abilities and my ability to process things in my mind, anything they need me to do. So mentally, I'm just going in there thinking, just keep my confidence and my cool and just ball out.
Thank you.
Jonas.
Yeah, I just had a follow up to your work leading up to your pro day. You just mentioned you've been here in Raleigh working out, but didn't you start out like in California or somewhere else at a facility?
Yeah.
If so, what was the name of that facility and how long were you there and why did you want to finish up here in Raleigh?
Yeah, so I was at the Sports Academy. It's located in Thousand Oaks, California. I stayed in Agora Hills, which is like 10 minutes from it. But I was out there for 2 months and it was great. I loved everything about it. It was a previous player from here that had trained at Sports Academy, Kelvin Harmon. And that's when I had first seen what it was. Sports Academy was also known as Mamba. And that's always where I wanted to train. And then I seen Kelvin go there and how beneficial it was for him. So everything about it was great. I would definitely do it again if I had to do this all over. So Sports Academy is a great place to be and a great place to train at.
Casey.
Hi, Alim. Thanks so much for taking out the time today. Obviously, teams know that they're going to get a freak from you on the field, but what are you hoping to show, or what do you want teams to know that they're getting in you, maybe as a guy off the field and then in the locker room?
Definitely a locker room guy. I love everybody that I'm around. I'm able to adapt to different situations, different teams, different guys. Just a guy they can respect and a guy that's going to respect them. I've always had have a respectful attitude for everybody that I've been around on the team, especially my coaches, obviously. And I just want them to be able to have trust in me, and I'm going to give them the opportunity to do so. Just an impactful guy, a guy who's going to go out and make plays on the field, but is also a great guy off the field. No issues, none of that. I'm always locked in and always looking for the opportunity to become a better teammate, and just a better guy on the field. So.
And if I could just kind of follow up on that, is there anybody here from Raleigh, any high school coaches that you've kind of leaned on in this process and, maybe look to for advice?
Not really high school coaches, really. I've talked to my high school coaches, but I haven't really leaned on them for advice per se. So.
Thanks.
No problem.
David.
Hey, Liam, obviously you'll be excited to get drafted anywhere, I know, but are there any teams kind of more on your radar and just places you feel like you're going to be a really good fit?
No, I don't have an exact team at all. I feel confident in myself. I'd be a good fit anywhere, but I definitely don't have a specific team I want to go to. The opportunity to be on any team would be the best that it can be. So definitely don't have a favorite.
No city you're trying to avoid. You're like, I'd rather not play something in a place like that or anything like that.
Definitely not. I'd play anywhere in the country. So
cool.
Justin.
Alim, you're a Raleigh guy. You were a local guy coming to NC State out of Sanderson High School. And correct me if I'm wrong, but maybe you kind of grew up here, were born and raised in the area. But if that's the case, I mean, how do you feel about moving to a different city for the first time in your life? Are you excited about that? Or there's some nerves about, being away from home? Do you think you're going to be homesick at all?
No, I'm definitely excited. 100%. I don't think I'd be homesick. That's why I went out to California, honestly. To get as far as I could away from home to see how it was. And it was great. The first week out there, I was just like, okay, so I'm not going back to the crib. This is pretty good. I kind of like this. But I'm definitely not nervous or won't be homesick or nothing like that. It'd be really exciting to be able to experience new things around me, a new state, new city. And it'd just be great. I wouldn't be homesick or none of that.
Thanks, and congrats on your situation, man.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right. Does anybody have anything else for Alim?
I got one more.
Go ahead, Jonas.
Since you were trying to keep this tight regimen, I know you have a cheat day. Everybody has cheat days. So once you get back to Raleigh, what was the first place that you went to that you had missed while you were out in California?
When I got back to Raleigh, I didn't go nowhere. I'm still waiting on one of those cheat days, and after tomorrow, I can probably have one. But the first place I went was to the house, and immediately got on a meal plan. So I haven't had nothing, but I've been trying to keep my weight and everything, my body good, and plus I feel better this way. I'm kind of scared to have a cheat day, honestly. So
that's fair. Okay, but after tomorrow, if you did have one, where would you go?
Yeah, I'd probably go to the Dankery.
I figured that. I figured that.
Probably go to the Dankery. I had to eat that up very quick. So, all
right. Is there anything else? Okay. Well, anybody stay tuned. We'll have Carrie Angela on about 2:30.